producer purchased a half section of land and is exploring lending options. The producer initially proposed the land size to be 320 acres to an FCC loan officer. Upon review, 300 acres was determined land size. The disputed land is the east half of 18,610 west of 1. We will be using comparative data tools such as AgriMaps, land measurement functions, and topography analysis that will be useful to this case. The connections include satellite image data collected from ArcGIS image dated July 17th, 2018. Data imagery collected from AgriMaps to compare discrepancies in acres between the producer's proposed acres from 320 to 300 on the east section and to evaluate topography of the land.
Upon review with measurements from AgriMaps, the land shows to be approximately 301.6 acres. The producer states that he has 320 acres full off section farmable, hills and valleys. Wondering if he just pulled a number out of his year end or if it's farmable from corner to corner. We talked to his neighbors and they say it is only 300 farmable, not 320. There was a road built about 70 yards onto the property from the east side. His neighbor gained about 30 acres from that. False information could alter his interest rates or nullify the loan. Ask his uncle for clarification about the little corner that he was supposed to be farming, and producer claims his uncle owns the land beside that he is moving over onto, and he doesn't care that he farms it.
As stated in the FCC loan officer scenario, you questioned for a second whether there are 320 acres, or if you just stated what a half section should be, as the answer is too perfect for the area. As the person who oversees letting the producer gain this land and hand him the money, it would be in your best interest to check the land and make sure you're both in the understanding of the number of acres that are being bought, especially if you, the loan officer, are unsure about the amount.
This disagreement came about as the buyer didn't provide the FCC officer with the proper number of acres in the half section that was being purchased. The buyer stated that there were 320 acres when in fact there were only 300 acres. As Dale stated in the first part, the FCC officer asked for the land description and how many acres the buyer was purchasing. From there, the FCC officer should have pulled the land titles to verify the information, and if the information did not match, then the officer should have brought this up to both the lawyer and the buyer to then decide how to proceed, but the FCC loan officer failed to do so. Also, the buyer could have used a system like AgriMaps to assess the number of acres, as well as he could have hired a business such as Farmer's Edge to go out and do a land assessment on the cultivated and non-cultivated areas to determine how many land acres there really were in the field, using technologies like satellite imagery, health changes maps, NDVI maps, variation maps, and scouting maps. At the end of the day, the proper procedure was not completed on the FCC side and also on the buyer's side.
How could this dispute have been avoided? FCC would require a legal document signed by both parties acknowledging the land discrepancies and that it is okay to do so. FCC will want to ensure all due diligence is taken to ensure security is in place and also fix a pothole that the buyer and his uncle share.